Hey, this is EWGF, and we're briefly going to discuss chain backstabs and some chain backstab defenses, as well as the old True Remembrance counter BS, and a really weird BS method that I saw in one of sansv.com's videos. First and foremost, actually, though, I'd like to thank Pepero Tom for basically walking me through the defense part. He came in for the demonstration, too. The defense portions of this video are actually entirely his construction. Pepero, for those who didn't know, actually, is also a delicious treat. I've discovered after some intense research. It's a Korean ripoff of something called Pocky Sticks. As far as I can gather, it's like a stick dipped in some kind of chocolate or something. Anywho, the first thing we're going to look at is True Remembrance's old lock BS counter, commonly known as counter BS. This is basically a slightly modified version of the Demon Souls original. Basically how it works is as your opponent's approaching for a lock BS attempt, you step backwards and strap outside him at the last second. Your opponent is actually still circling a target, but it's not you. It's like lag. It's kind of hard to describe. Now when you're actually looking at these, it looks really messed up when you're on the receiving end of one. But you're going to see a better, more accurate picture of what it actually looks like when I'm doing it in a few seconds here. Chain BSes are often viewed as the nastiest and most deadly form of BSing. What it is a series of backstabs performed in rapid succession with no chance of escape. It's the subject of much contention for avid PvPers on numerous forums, but hopefully this video silences a lot of these complaints. Surprisingly, once you get the hang of countering them, it actually adds a lot of depth because both you and your opponent have a myriad of options available to you. It in turn becomes a glorified game of paper, scissors, rock. This first clip is your basic chain BS. Most players will back roll from a BS, and that's why this method is the most common. You can simply approach your opponent and properly time your attack with the beginning of their roll animation. Me and Pepero both have our own ways of doing this. He likes to sprint in and I just position myself. Whichever you choose is fine. The best counter for a normal chain BS is to simply roll into your opponent. Nothing fancy. The second variation on chain BS is delayed chain. Basically what it is a sprinting delayed version of a normal chain BS. Its sole intent is to punish a forward roll used to escape a normal chain BS. Basically you sprint behind your opponent to time your attempt at the end of their roll instead of at the beginning. Not surprisingly, the method for escaping a delayed chain BS is a plain old back roll. So right there you have a 50-50% chance of escaping a chain BS just knowing what you know now.
So that covers your two basic types of chain BSes and the appropriate counters. Now, as you can see here, there's sort of a flow chart to kind of represent the relationships between normal chain, delayed chain, forward roll, and back roll. There's also an additional third method to my knowledge that only Pepero and a few others know. It's actually kind of insane. See if you can notice it. There's actually a flaw in the game that when you're getting up, it removes the backstab collision from your character for a couple seconds, providing you don't act in any way. It's actually kind of nuts. This makes you completely immune to all chain BSes. The toss-up is they can still cream you a slash if you just stand there. It's this oddity that opens up the game for an extreme amount of depth. You can choose to take a 50-50 shot at trying to dodge a BS, or you can stand there for a second and react to a slash.
Well, that pretty much wraps it up for chain BSes. You should have the knowledge to both use them and defend from them quite well. If you're the BSer, what it's going to boil down to is you're going to want to conceal your BS choice and mix them with vanilla Oki attacks. It hasn't quite gotten there meta-wise yet. Players aren't acclimated to that just yet, but maybe down the road. For the final clip in this vid, there was something I saw on one of SansB.com's videos that I thought was just, well, it was insane. It's pretty much the most narrow and tricky BS I've ever seen, but it actually doesn't hurt to know. More or less, it's some crazy side roll BS trap. So I tried it as a chain BS, and boy, was it like super hard for me. The level of precision and just plain luck for this is like totally out of this world. However, after using it quite a bit in fights, it's not unreasonable to attempt against players that always side roll the same direction every time. It's just more or less like a little sort of flourishy trick, but you know, maybe you can make it work. That's pretty much it for this video. I don't have time for Duel of the Week because I'm actually working on quite a few other videos. I interrupted the video I was currently working on just to make this one. But I'll have some more stuff up soon. Thanks for checking it out.